township-related information or transaction.
It's more than that. It's also anything like the fire department goes to a call.
Right.
And they deal with a person.
Right.
They are not allowed to say anything about
Right.
any of that.
And that's the same thing with what you're talking about here.
Right.
Unless it's a person-to-person nature.
Exactly.
If it's from me to Mark Toms and Mark Toms to me,
That's-
it's nobody else's business.
That's exactly right.
Because just that, like he told me, just because you're a town supervisor doesn't mean you lose your rights to contact another person. It's the same thing as standing in the minuet and talking to Harold, and he's working there, but I can be accused of coercing something.
No,
So
no.
what do I do? Go to the Ganesan store to get my cigarettes now?
Yeah,
or what?
yeah.
I mean, I could get killed driving on
No, I'm
Ganesan.
glad you made that distinction, though.
That's right.
Because that makes sense. I mean, that's
And
right.
that's
That's
I think
absolutely
is
true.
what's happening here, is that her intentions,
Are good.
they're very good, and I don't have a problem with a different point of view. I do have a problem when it's being transmitted to certain select people, and my email was one of them, and I really got pissed by it. So I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Can I say one thing?
I'm worried about the township.
Yes, and I am too.
The reason why I didn't forward the email back to you also, Mike, is because Jeff had already emailed me on the same situation, and if I would have emailed back to you that violates the open meeting laws where 3 people outside of a town board meeting
No,
are
you're wrong.
She actually did talk to him through that mail.
It's agreed here, we need an attorney, and we need him fast, so.
As I said, I will get that other information and
Just
get it back to
One more
second.
point of clarification
It
on
got
that.
to the second.
And this is not in the person-to-person email. All right? When it comes under a HEPA, I, as a firefighter, cannot talk to anybody that is not a firefighter or a town supervisor about that issue. You, as a town supervisor, because you are an official and have potential access to our information, have violated HEPA by using the name. That is unbelievable. When I read that, I couldn't believe it. I absolutely could not believe it. She cannot even email that to one person that is not another member of the fire department or a member of the board without being in violation of HEPA.
What does HEPA stand for?
Health and, yeah.
I can't remember what is it.
Health Information Privacy Protection Act.
Yes.
That was why we would not even bring up the other portion of that email. We will not address that in public.
That was a low blow.
Well, anyways,
But-
Yeah.
but it was spread around. Sorry.
We got one last item here. It's concern about USAC and the league. Brought up.
Is he still
I
here?
wanted to come to meetings. The last meeting I was at was about 3 years ago.
Something's well away to
Whoa,
get there,
maybe
but-
they picked up the pace a little bit. I live on Birch Acres. I've been there since '91, and the first part of Birch Acres Road. Maybe you guys are planning this, and I'm just coming and asking the question. I'm Randy Dokauer, and I've lived there for a long time. And the first stretch there from the Leveg to where the UZX splits, that piece of road is, I was told years ago by your dad, it was a pretty decent piece of road, but it just, every time the weather gets bad or it gets bad, it turns into just a disaster. And I'm just worried that if something isn't done down the road, it's just going to disintegrate. So I'd almost like to see us talk about it, and I would help work on it. How would you pave that section?
First,
I
you
don't
have
know.
to fix the base, it's bad.
Well, there you go. But I'm just saying, that's just a concern I
It's got
have.
to be brought up to code.
That's-
So that's just a piece that, my wife and I walked down, and I finally said, okay, I'm going to go to the board, and I'm just going to talk to them
You have to
about
realize,
that
though,
beautiful road that we drive down.
you have to realize, though, that road gets a lot of traffic.
Oh, I know it
That's why
does.
it gets in such poor shape.
Right, and as soon as it rains or something, there's like 600 holes in it, just
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you guys will come and eventually grade it nice.
Yeah.
And then the next time there's a rain or something, boom, there's 600, just like that.
Right, we can discuss
The
that.
only thing we can do is have the contractor address the grading issue a little bit more often.
Yeah, but I mean, you do
That's
that,
the
you're doing, I'm not
solution we have.
complaining about that, you're doing the best you can. And the thing is that I don't understand, because I don't know a lot about roads, is once it goes up the hill, the new road they put in, that was pretty decent. So I don't know the difference, but that doesn't get all the holes
It's actually built
and the
across
drainage,
the
yeah. Okay, that's one issue. The other issues I have is, I do a lot of jogging and riding bikes on the Levate. Is there any way to, and I'd be willing to do this or do something, to clean some of the sand and
They did
gravel
that
off?
today.
Just did that today. Yeah.
They do
That's
that where
what
the
it's-
curb is.
No, they did it all the way up and down.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, was the difference maker today.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
sure,
like
but
that.
yeah.
Okay, that's very nice.
See, we take care of you.
You're hot. Well, okay, now, go for 3 this.
That's why we had you last, so we can get rid of you, just being.
Well, now, the third one you might have covered already. The third one is, the 35-mile-an-hour sign comes from one side of the Levake Road, and this might not be the place to deal with it, but I wanted to start here because it's our township. Come from one side is right next to the Eagle's Nest, and on the other side, the 35-mile-an-hour sign is like up the road a quarter mile. I don't really understand that, but my wife, we got hit, rear-ended there, and split our trailer in half, and the only reason she maybe didn't get really hurt badly is she saw that the car came around the corner, 55, really fast, was looking at the Eagle's Nest, but looking for her husband, and then ran right into us, slammed my wife trying to make a left-hand turn.
That's a
there.
county issue.
Yeah.
That's a county issue? And how about, okay, the other issue I have that goes with it, and I think I talked to Sherry about this, that's a fourth.
3.5.
I'm going hot here because you guys are so good. You guys are excellent. Do we ever patrol that, the 35? Because now there are people are going to be there, and
No.
there are people that fly through there 50,
The
60.
sheriff's department
The
comes
sheriff's
out there
department's doing a pretty good
I
job.
saw them
keeping
tonight.
them.
Yeah, they're doing,
Not in that stretch, they do down the main
no, they do.
Levake.
No, they've been hitting that.
What is the exact stretch now?
Well, right by your house and any there, in there, that, boy, cars fly through there all the time.
It's about that
Right here.
mile
Right
slow
by
down
the-
stretch.
Yeah, anywhere by the bridge. Boy, I tell you,
I
cars
was
fly
passed
through
on the bridge today.
So was I.
Well, I've seen
With
people
a
over
look
70,
yet.
80s through there.
Yeah, and now the people are, they're parked along the edge. And
No,
people
I
are
know,
walking.
you're right. But that, I think that's one of the problems of being a little bit short-staffed and heavy traffic area. I know that you run on that road all the time, but there's an enormous amount of traffic up and down that Levake.
Well, we need
Road.
a 4-lane.
Yeah, yeah, we're lucky we got 2.
But who does, because I'm thinking.
The sheriff.
the-
Well, the highway patrol will on occasion,
Right.
but it's basically
But for
sheriff.
one, when the Levake Road was first rebuilt, people drove down at 80 miles an hour. And then they patrolled it for quite a bit of time, and now people drive 60. It seems like we need some patrolling to help us. We're not real good at patrolling ourselves. So I don't know, who do I contact on that then?
Just because the issue with the thing with the fire department, we asked you to have the tape. It's some of the stuff that's the fire department gets out there.
Yeah,
Like open up the can of worms for us. That's a good point, okay. I don't care if we tape it, we might do something that might affect it, so, sure. No, that's a good point.
But we can also request it. I mean, all request.
But the county put the signs in there.
Yeah,
So they made the decision, so somebody, if they can, once in a while, because like I said, so the Levake Road was first put in, people drove 80, 70, 80.
Yeah.
And then they patrol it, and people drive 60 now. In fact, they drive about the same speed across the bridge as they do down the Levake Road, all the way to the market.